When Luke confronted Darth Vader for the final time, it was the ultimate clash between the Jedi and the Sith, the light and darkness that had influenced the Skywalker family for decades. In the face of the two reigning Dark Lords of the Sith, Luke was certain that the light side of the Force would prevail and that his father would turn away from the dark side. Vader's conflicted emotions tugged at his mind throughout the entire duel, as Luke pleaded with him to let go of his hatred. However, it wasn't until Vader was faced with another choice that he finally opted for a selfless act to save his son from death, and was redeemed in the Force, becoming Anakin Skywalker once more. In the Legends novel The Rise and Fall of Darth Vader, we finally learn Vader's thoughts as he was defeated by Luke and he chose to save his son from the wrath of the Emperor. As Luke was goaded into a fury by Vader's threat to corrupt Leia, the two traded blows in the dark, cramped area under the Emperor's throne, and Vader was forced to retreat. Luke's relentless attacks led them to a short bridge beside a deep, open shaft. A glancing blow ruptured Vader's life support system, and as he fell back against the bridge's railing, he was unable to stop Luke's blade from severing his right hand. As his lightsaber fell into the seemingly bottomless shaft, Vader fell to the floor, badly wounded and completely exhausted. Luke was poised to deliver a killing blow, and Vader noticed that the Emperor had risen from his throne to stand on the nearby stairway, instructing Luke to fulfill his destiny and take his father's place with the Sith. So this is how it all ends, Vader thought. But to his surprise, after a moment, Luke deactivated his lightsaber and flung the weapon aside, declaring that he would never turn to the dark side, and he was a Jedi like his father. The Emperor scowled and resigned the young Jedi to his fate. Still lying against the bridge's railing, Vader watched the Emperor extend his gnarled fingers and unleash blinding bolts of blue lightning. The lightning struck Luke, who tried to deflect the crackling bands of Force energy, but was so overwhelmed that he crumpled to the floor in agony. No, Vader thought. No, not like this. As the Emperor continued to strike Luke with his barrage of Force lightning, Vader struggled to his feet. One leg was completely broken, and the other wasn't functioning correctly. Moving awkwardly, he shifted his bulk to stand beside his master. On the floor, Luke writhed in pain and was on the verge of death as he begged his father to help him. Vader watched Luke curl into a fetal position as the Emperor hurled an even more staggering wave of lightning. Vader had no doubt that Luke was about to die. As his son screamed for him and the Emperor unleashed more lightning, Vader realized that Luke was not simply he and Padme's son. Luke loved him, even as Vader. Luke's clothes began to smolder as his body involuntarily spasmed. Suddenly, Vader realized that he was no longer concerned about his own personal future. Despite all the terrible, unspeakable things he'd done in his life, he knew he could not stand by and allow the Emperor to kill Luke. When he had first become a Sith Lord, he had become consumed with selfishness, thinking only of himself and his own power. Thus, he had learned the final curse of the dark side, the trickery of the Sith, and he was left with only himself and his service to his master. But in that moment of awareness, concerned only with saving his son, he was Darth Vader no more. He was Anakin Skywalker. It took all of his remaining strength to seize the Emperor from behind, lift him off his feet, and carry him to the open shaft. The Emperor continued to release lightning bolts, but they veered away from Luke and arced back down to crash upon him and Vader. The lightning penetrated Vader's already broken life support armor and electrified Anakin's organic remains, but he lurched forward until he could throw the Emperor into the shaft. Palpatine screamed as his body plummeted. Still trapped within Vader's agonizing armor, Anakin collapsed at the shaft's edge, but heard the explosion of dark energy that consumed the fallen Emperor. Hearing his own breathing as a rasping rattle, Anakin knew that Vader's respiratory apparatus was destroyed. He felt something tug at his shoulder, and realized Luke had crawled beside him and was pulling him away from the edge of the abyss. Anakin knew that his death was imminent as his son hauled him away. It's over, he thought. The nightmare is finally over. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and may the Force be with you.